British timeline. In 43, Roman Emperor Claudius invades Britain, bringing along the paganistic religion of the Romans. In 1000 AD, Anglo-Saxon Gospels are started to be written, abandoning the traditional ways of orally passing things on. In 1215, the Magna Carta is signed by King John, showing the power of the people by limiting the rights of the king and making him answerable to the laws of England. In 1348, the Black Plague comes to England, causing thousands of people to die and leaving niches open for future generations to fill within society. In 1517, Martin Luther posts the 95 Theses on the Wittenberg Cathedral, questioning the doctrine of the Catholic Church. In 1521, Pope Leo X rewards King Henry VIII for his attack against Luther by bestowing him the title of Defender of the Faith. This means that Henry remains allied with Rome. Yet, in 1535, the Act of Supremacy makes King Henry supreme church leader over the Anglican Church and over the Pope, meaning that he gets all the church lands as well as a portion of the tithes. In 1611, the King James Version of the Bible is published, allowing many people to read it and have their own faith separate from the Catholic Church in a way. In 1755, Samuel Johnson publishes a dictionary of the English language, making a standard language for English that also helped to improve the accessibility of literacy. In 1776, The Wealth of the Nation is published by Adam Smith, formally exerting the idea of capitalism into Britain and all of Europe. In 1834, Sir Robert Peel becomes Prime Minister in order to help shape the new forming government, which involved itself in making the voting population much larger. In 1837, Queen Victoria ascends to the throne to be the longest reigning monarch in the history of Britain, and to oversee many changes within the country, such as the industrialization, involvement in the Crimean War, and reform acts that allow more people to vote. In 1838, the first photograph is taken by William Fox Talbot in Britain. 1838, slavery is banned within the entire British Empire, leaving former slaves with only option of starving or working for no wages at all as indentured servants or apprentices. In 1842, income tax is introduced into Britain for the first time, during peacetime, causing there to be civil unrest, but also a larger amount of money for the British government to pull from. In 1845, the potato famine begins, leaving thousands of people starving, as well as a large amount of people who immigrated to the United States or the British mainland. In 1846, corn laws restricted the trade of people between Britain with using mercantilism in order for farmers from Britain to be able to compete with those from France. In 1850, petrol was finally developed and refined. In 1859, On the Species of Origin is published by Charles Darwin, questioning the biblical creation story and practice, as well as providing evidence for much of modern science at the time. In 1869, the Suez Canal opens, giving the British government, which owned 50% of the shares in the company, the ability to have strategic control of the trading in the area. In 1879, the first at-home light bulb was created by Swan and Edison so as to improve the standard of living within Britain. In 1883, women get the right to obtain property even after they are married or divorced. In 1879, Guglielmo Marconi gets the first patent for radio communication, starting the wireless age. In 1911, the National Assurance Act provided workers' insurance for workers in time of sickness based on their wages. In 1914, World War I starts, breaking apart Europe into the Triple Entente, the Triple Alliance, and neutral states, causing many new things for all countries within Europe. In 1929, Wall Street crashes in America, causing Britain to leave the gold standard. In 1939, World War II starts after Hitler invades Poland, causing Britain to go into wartime. In 1979, Margaret Thatcher is made the Prime Minister of England, causing great social change and economic reform. The end.